Good evening. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the City Council for Thursday, January 13th, 2022. The purpose of the City Council will convene on Thursday, January 13th, 2022 to hold a regular meeting at 7:30 p.m. for the purpose of discussing any and all business via in-person participation for the City Council only and remote participation for all others in accordance with the Chapter 40A of Massachusetts General Laws and Governor Baker's emergency order dated March 12, 2020, in accordance with the Governor's order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the City Council will be conducted remote participation to the greatest extent possible. This meeting is being televised by Peabody Public Access TV, Channel 9. Real-time public comment during this public hearings can be addressed to the Peabody City Council using the Zoom virtual meeting software for remote access. Users may use the meeting and make comments or questions to the chair via the audio option. This meeting is being taped by Peabody Access TV and is being recorded by the City Council stenographer. Please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move approval of the records for December 8th, December 5th.
Thank you, Councilor Gould. You heard the motion from Councilor Gould to approve the record. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilors, before we begin the hearings, there is one item I wanted to discuss, a discussion and confirmation of the current format of the public meetings for 2022. I'd entertain a motion under suspension of the rules to receive item 8G.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
You heard the motion from Councilor Manning Martin. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. So, councilors, as you can see with 8G, essentially just reiterating how we've been operating as a council from 2021 into 2022. Being that this is a new council, I wanted to give the option of the council to any feedback on how we're currently operating and plan to continue to operate for 2022. Seeing no feedback. Oh, Councilor Welton.
In your open request for feedback, I would say as long as everyone's still comfortable meeting in this manner, that I would be in favor of meeting with masks and continuing to do this so long as everyone's comfortable. If we have someone who's not comfortable, I would extend the opportunity to continue to participate via Zoom.
Thank you, Councilor. Yep, the councilors can participate remotely. The only request, as you can see in the item 8G, was that they notify either myself or the clerks, just for logistical purposes. Any other councilors? Councilor Manning Martin.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Is there any place else in addition to the city calendar that we can post the Zoom information complete with the links? So for those that aren't tech savvy, it's kind of isn't as easy to navigate that web page sometimes. So I'm wondering if anyone has any suggestions of where else we can put the link for the information other than just solely on the city council city calendar.
Councilor Gould.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think that's a great idea, Councilor Manning Martin. Something that just popped in my head was, why can we see if PAT can flash that? They constantly have reminders of events and other things going on, so maybe that's an opportunity.
Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Councilor Gould. I think that's a great suggestion. And through you to perhaps Allison, is it possible that we can put it more prominently on the city website instead of just down on the bottom on our calendar and you have to hit read? Can we explore putting it on the main page, more prominently displayed, how people can access it?
So right now, Counselor, it is on the main page. It's just under the tab of city calendar. I don't think they put any other information on that page, like a document with Zoom information. We also do post it here at City Hall, the old-fashioned way, and we also send a copy down to the police department because it's accessible 24 hours a day. We could contact PATV and see if they would flash that for us.
Thank you, and what I meant by on the main page, I think more prominently displayed on that page, instead of, I wish I had my computer up right now, I came in late. It's really tiny, and it says, you know, on the calendar, and I think does it still say read with an underline? You have to hit that. That's not that clear, I think. So if we could maybe just see if we can put it more prominently, larger displayed on the main page instead of kind of buried down at the bottom. That's all. But thank you for the discussion, Councilor Melville. I think it's a good discussion to have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other counselors? Okay, seeing none, we'll continue on our current status quo of how we've been operating. We will explore ways of getting, I think the question is getting the link so people can participate as well as really the place where we got to look, and we can see what we can do there. Seeing no other discussion on this, we're going to move on to hearings. Item 4A, the clerk will read the notice.
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, January 13th, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom on the application from Laura Johnson, 52 Henry Avenue, Lynn, Mass., requesting a junk dealer's license to operate at 99 Lynn Street, Peabody, Mass. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.peabody-ma.gov under City Calendar on the homepage or contact the City Clerk's office. Zoom information will not be available until the Friday before the meeting. Peabody City Council, Allison M. Danforth, City Clerk.
Would the petitioner please come to the podium and give us a brief summary of what you wish to do?
Good evening, everybody. So I'm looking to open a resale store. I'm not so much consignment because I come from a family of shoppers, and so everything that I have to sell actually is from me. Some is new because it's purchased and wasn't worn, so it still has tags. Some has been worn. I also inherited a house, so I have vintage books and toys and some tools, and so I've made a collection over the years of my own, plus all that stuff, and I'm hoping to open a nice store in the neighborhood that, you know, people could come in and purchase some things from us and enjoy, so.
Thank you. Anybody in the audience wish to speak in favor of the petitioner? To speak in favor? Anybody on Zoom wish to speak in favor of the petitioner? Seeing none, anybody in the audience wish to speak in opposition? Anybody wish to speak in opposition? Anybody on the Zoom wish to speak in opposition? Seeing none, Councilor Welton?
Thank you, Mr. President. I had an opportunity to speak with Laura and learn a little bit more about her desire to open up this shop on Lynn Street. Just by way of background, you all may recall we were here last spring. There was an interest at that time for Bombshell Boutique to expand into this space. That request has since been rescinded, and we are working with her to adjust her special permit accordingly, but she will not be taking this space, which left the space vacant, where Laura was able to, Ms. Johnson was able to identify that there was an opportunity for her to open up her store there. As she mentioned, her intent is to sell clothing, some vintage items, some antique items, and to have that sort of in a similar spirit to what was prior operating there was Ginger's Closet. So Ms. Johnson shared with me that she was a former customer of Ginger's Closet, and when she saw that the space was available, thought that she would have an opportunity to run a similar store there. I did speak with Ms. Johnson. As you all may recall, that area is a little tight with parking. There have been some issues. Ms. Johnson was able to reach out to the abutting neighbors, both the commercial neighbors that run the businesses there, Toomey's, Bombshell Boutique, Tim's Barbershop, Tom Paris's tenants across the street, and also a number of the residential neighbors that are there as well, to get better acquainted and let them know. From what I understand from Ms. Johnson, there was no negative feedback about her opening up there, and she's well understanding the situation with parking being limited there. Aside from that, I would like to make a motion to receive both late, communication 8A and then also late communication 1 from Sharon Cameron.
You heard the motion from Councilor Welton under suspension of the rules to receive those items. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
So just to give you an idea, both 8A is the request for a transfer of special permit from the operation formerly known as Ginger's Closet, and late communication 1 was restrictions for junk dealers permit placed by the Peabody Health Department. And if you don't mind, Mr. President, I'll just read what those restrictions are real quick. So Ms. Cameron wanted to make sure that the petitioner understood that the applicant must develop policies and procedures to ensure there is no unauthorized dumping or drop-off of materials outside of business hours. Condition 2, applicant must develop policies and procedures regarding processes for ensuring that items for resale are sanitary and free of pests. Condition 3 is the collection of resale of mattresses should be prohibited. Condition 4, applicant should contract with a licensed pest control professional to provide service on a monthly basis or more frequently if needed. Condition number 5, applicant must ensure that discarded materials are collected by private trash hauler frequently enough so that outside storage of unwanted items does not create a nuisance for abutters. Items to be discarded must be stored on the property and may not obstruct the public sidewalk. So with those conditions and the conversation that I had with Ms. Johnson and the understanding of what she intends to do, I fully intend to support this and would open it up to our fellow councilors for any other questions.
Thank you, Councilor Welton. Any other councilors? Councilor Turco?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to Ms. Johnson and Councilor Walton, I guess. I didn't see any hours of operation, and since we've had issues with hours of operations, do we have a set hours that you're submitting?
So I'm hoping to, the same hours of operation that were allowed for Ginger's Closet is what we were hoping to be able to do. I have that list of hours that I got from the building department when I applied, and that's what the hope was, to just follow those same hours.
Thank you very much.
Councilor Welton?
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to Councilor Turco. That was my understanding as well in speaking with the building inspector regarding the transfer, and just to outline, the hours of operation shall be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, 12 noon to 6 p.m.
Thank you, Councilor Welton. Any other councilors? Councilor Welton, the clerk informed me for item 8A, we have to receive and approve as part instead of just receiving. So if you want to make a motion for that, we can do that as well.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to receive and approve item 8A. So moved.
Thank you, Councilor. You heard Councilor McGinn?
Yeah, sorry, not on the motion, Mr. President, but just through you to Councilor Welton. I think the late communication 3 from the police department also at least partially deals with this, so I want to bring that in as well. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. We have a motion on the floor. All in favor? Any opposed with regards to item 8A, receive and approve? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? Opposed, it's a vote. Council Walton, do you want to receive the late communication as well?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive late communication 3 from the police department regarding both 147 Summit Street and 99 Lynn Street. So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Walton. You heard the motion. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Any other councilors with regards to the applicant petitioner? Council Walton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to close public hearing.
You heard the motion to move to close the public hearing. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Council Walton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to approve special permit for application for Lord Johnson, 52 Henry Ave, Lynn, Mass., requesting a junk dealer's license to operate at 99 Lynn Street with the conditions outlined in late communication 1 as read from Department of Public Health, Sharon Cameron. So moved.
Thank you, Council Walton. Roll call vote.
Councilors Gould, Rozignol,
Yes.
Manning Martin,
Yes.
Peach,
Yes.
Welton,
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
Gamache,
Yes.
Turco,
Yes.
Daigle,
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Motion carries 11-0.
Congratulations. Thank you. Moving on to item 4B. Is the applicant in the auditorium? I don't see the applicant. Is the applicant in the auditorium?
The applicant, excuse me, Mr. President.
Walton.
Thank you, Mr. President. The applicant had intended to join via Zoom. Is he not via Zoom?
We don't, well, the city clerk notified the applicant per our procedure that we needed a representative in the auditorium. It's how we've been doing it for the past year. And the clerk did notify him of that. Is he on Zoom?
He's on Zoom.
Would you entertain a motion to continue it so we can ensure that we're following our
Yeah.
procedure that we've done for the past year?
Yeah. That, I'd like to apologize to that may be on me. The applicant is actually out of state right now. So I had thought through conversations with the city clerk that he had made arrangements via Zoom, but so that's on me. I apologize for that. I'd like to make a motion to continue. I can follow up with the applicant and let him know.
Thank you. The clerk notified, she did let the applicant know as well that he would have to have at least a representative in person. So you had a motion from Councilor Welton to continue this special permit hearing. Councilor McGinn?
Through you, Mr. President, Councilor Welton, just before you continue, you want to take in late 2, which I think deals with this, so that can be part of the record for the continued hearing.
We have a motion on the floor for the continuance. If we want to move forward with that, and then we can accept the late communications, or you can withdraw your continuance for now. We'll accept the late communications, and then you can make your motion to continue. It's whatever you want to do, Councilor. It's your motion.
Move forward with the motion to continue, and then we'll accept the late communication. Their motions, orders, and resolutions. Thank you.
Very good. We have a motion on the floor to continue item 4B, the special permit for Loyal Canines. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Welton, do you want to take those late communications?
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to receive late communication 2 in regards to Loyal Canine special permit request. So moved.
Thank you, Councilor Welton. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Okay, so the clerk will communicate with Councilor Welton with the applicant so we can logistically set this up for the next hearing. Moving on to, there are no reports of committee, motions, orders, and resolutions. Gould.
Thank you, Mr. President. No motions at this time.
Councilor Rozignol.
No motions this evening. Thank you.
Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion for the IT department to add a more prominent display complete with directions on how to access the remote participation. on the main website page. So moved. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to request of the Parks Department the funds and expenditures spent per park for the last 3 years. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No further motions.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Under suspension of the rules, I move to receive item 8B and set up a public hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
Thank you.
Councilor Peach.
Under suspension of the rules, I move to receive item 9B and set up a public hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Peach.
I move to request a handicap sign in front of and along the property line of 11R North Central Street, and that an ordinance be drafted and advertised on the same. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
Thank you,
Councilor
Mr. President. No further motions this evening.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Welton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to receive item 9G under suspension of rules.
You want to do that with all papers being in order?
Yeah, all papers being in order. That doesn't necessitate a special permit hearing, correct? That's just a renewal?
Just a renewal.
Okay, so move to receive 9G and approve all papers being in order, so move.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to receive item 9J and approve all papers being in order, so moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
No further motions this evening. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of rules, move to receive communication from His Honor the Mayor, item 7A, and refer that to Finance Committee. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. President. No further motions, orders, or resolutions. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilor O'Neill. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 7B and refer to Finance. So moved.
Thank you, Councilor. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 8E.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? To the vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve all papers being in order. Lodging house license renewal for 2022. Skelhurst Brothers Realty, 14 Foster Street, and Viceroy Peabody, 2 Main Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to advertise an amendment to ordinance section 19-81, parking prohibited handicap zone, to remove Summer Street in front of and along the property line of 6 Summer Street. So moved. And Mr. President, on the motion, this was a handicap sign that existed. The individual that was utilizing it has passed away. So.
Thank you, Councilor. All in favor? Any opposed? To vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. No further motions.
Councilor Gamache.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of rules 8C, Jennifer Davis, response to motion 61021, move as informational, so move.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? To the vote.
Move to receive item 8D. That's a petition of the residents of Family Estates, 154 Newbury Street, in regards to a Class 2 motor vehicle license, Auto Factory, 156 Newbury Street. I would move to receive this, and if we can put this into committee and have the owner of the Auto Factory come before us and meet upon the accusations that are being made.
What committee, Councilor?
It could go into public safety, municipal safety. It's concerning Route 1, so.
Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to Ward 5 Councilor Gamache. Have you reached out to the business since receiving this? Has
The
anyone reached
residents-
out to
The
them?
residents, if I may, Mr. President?
Yes, Councilor Gamache?
Yes, the residents have reached out several times, and they've gotten no satisfaction. When the police are called, the state police say it's, the Peabody police say it's the state police, and by the time the state police get there, they're all done. They're offloading vehicles in the breakdown lane. So I have not reached out to the petitioner, but I would like to have them come forward in public and address the situation.
Councilor Manning Martin?
Sure, thank you. Have they received this petition? Did anyone
The
alert
late
them?
communication was not sent to the owner of the property. It was for the Class 2 motor vehicle license, which was approved in the last year. So the late counselor did not want to receive it, so it just got to us tonight.
May I, Mr. Chairman? Yes, I do recall receiving it that evening. It was a late communication, and the business owner had not been contacted prior to us receiving it. So I believe that's why it wasn't, in addition to being late, why it wasn't received. Didn't seem fair to the business. So can we reach out? Can we send them this so that they're aware of what the matter is? Can we send them the communication? It's received into record, so.
If I may, the residents are pretty adamant about their not getting any progress with any of the issues that are concerning that property. So we can send them this, that's fine, but I'd still like them to come before the Municipal Safety Committee. Give them a heads up, let them know what's going on, yeah?
Yeah, sure. So through you, Mr. Chairman, to Allison, if we can send that to them so that they can be apprised of why they're being called forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Gamache, you have a motion to send this to Municipal Safety, correct? All right, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Did you want to follow that up with asking the clerk to?
I've got an address to notify the residents. It can be sent to Terry Ritchie, R-I-C-C-I-E, at 154 Newbury Street, lot number 20. That's the one that represents the family estates, so that we have all this information before us.
Just for clarification, is this the business owner or are these the residents?
It's a cooperative park, so she's the one that manages the park, basically, or the board member.
Based off the clerk's question to me, so that, just so we're clear, we're going to send this petition to both the business and to the park?
Correct.
Okay.
So then when we have a date, both of them will be
Understood.
able to be forward.
Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you.
Anything else, Councilor
Yes,
Gamache?
under suspension of rules, move to receive 9F, Class 2 motor vehicle license, 2022 renewal, Andros Motorsports, American Auto Export, Century Tire, D&D Auto Sales, JPC Auto Sales, Tri-City Services, and Unlimited Sales. Move approval, all papers being in order.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? The vote, Councilor Gamache.
No further motions, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Turco?
Thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 9A, taxi limousine driver's license for John Gosselin, license 1.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 9C, utility contract license, Early Contractors, Inc., 50 South Main Street, Haverhill, Mass. Pecora Construction, 5 Beacon Street, Woburn, Mass. Taskin Corporation, 415 VFW Drive, Rockland, Mass. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
No further motions, Mr. President.
Councilor Daigle?
Thank you, Mr. President. Under suspension of the rules, I move to receive 8F. I move to request that the home rule petition be filed with the state legislator to designate Brooksby Village as an additional voting precinct in Ward 4 to be identified as Ward 4 Precinct 3A for the benefit of those residents residing at Brooksby Village. So moved.
Thank you, Councilor Daigle. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Daigle?
I move to receive item 9D and set up a public hearing.
You heard the motion from Councilor Daigle. All in favor? Any opposed? Is a vote?
I move to receive and approve, subject to all papers being in order, 9E, Tesla Motors, Mass.
Thank you, Councilor Daigle. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
I move to receive and approve, subject to all papers being in order, 9H, entertainment licenses for Brody's Pub Peabody and Jade's Restaurant. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
I move to receive and approve, subject to all papers being in order, general licenses, 9I, limousine license Sir Charles Limousine, limousine license Tri-City Services, and taxi cab license Tri-City Services. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
And my final motion is a co-motion with Councilor Peach to acknowledge and recognize Peabody resident and Ward 3 resident Lola Buster. She recently stepped down from the Historical Commission. Lola is very well known in the community, and I'd like to thank her for her time and possibly work with the council in the spring as well as the mayor's office to formally recognize Lola Buster. So moved.
You making, Counselor, is that just to recognize, or did you have a, okay, very good. Thank you, Counselor. No. I'd entertain a motion to receive item 9J, all papers being in order.
So moved.
Thank you, Counselor. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Just double check. Allison's doing double duty tonight along with myself on checking off if we've missed anything, so just give us one moment. All right, we just finished our reconciliation. We got everything. So thank you, everyone. Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. President?
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Thank you.